This man took out a US $4 million life insurance policy and wife disappeared shortly after. Today's movie is from a 2018 movie titled A Simple Favour. Inside the world of dark secrets, a woman requests her best friend for a simple favour. Emily calls Stephanie and asks her to pick up Nicky from school because she has to take care of some work business, while her husband Sean has gone to London to look after his injured mother. Stephanie obliges, but she can't get in touch with Emily again. 2 days passes by, and Emily hasn't come for Nicky. Stephanie decides to ring Emily's job and the boss says Emily flew to Miami to handle something, which she didn't mention to anyone, even her husband Sean. Stephanie gets in touch with Emily's husband, Sean, to inform him, and he isn't surprised that Emily has left Nicky with her best friend. He later says that when Emily knows Nicky is with a close friend, taking care of him, she will disappear for a few days. He returns home the next day for Nicky. Still not able to get in touch with Emily, they speak to the police about Emily, who has been gone for 3 days now. The police responds by implying that she has left on her own because of marital troubles, and Sean later tells Stephanie that Emily once deleted his Facebook account when he posted a photo of her. Stephanie takes it upon herself to find out what happened to best friend Emily. She goes to Emily's work in New York City and meets her disparaging boss, designer Dennis Nylon, who rudely dismisses Stephanie's concerns and insults her outfit, outlook and appearance. Stephanie sneaks into Emily's office without her boss's consent and finds a black and white photocopy of an unflattering photo of Emily with "Gotta have faith" written on it. Stephanie is spotted on her way out of the office and Dennis threatens to sue her. But Stephanie remembers hearing Emily speaking brashly to Dennis, and Stephanie hits back with some sass of her own to get Dennis to back off. Stephanie then uses the photo of Emily to make missing person flyers. Detective Somerville later visits Sean to inform him that Emily was not on any flights to Miami, but that she rented a car from LaGuardia Airport the day of her disappearance. Stephanie publishes an original video posted after Emily had been missing for 5 days, updating her viewers with details about Emily's rental car. After a few days of Emily being gone, Stephanie's viewership skyrockets, and one of Stephanie's vlog viewers sends her a message stating that she may have spotted Emily driving somewhere in Michigan. Authorities go by a lake where the car was spotted, and sure enough, they fish the car out of the lake, as well as Emily's body. Sean is called in to identify the body, and he breaks down. A funeral is held for Emily. Things get out of hand. Nicky and his playmate Stephanie's son, Miles, get into a fight when Miles says that Emily is in heaven, and Nicky yells at Stephanie, claiming that she's trying to be his new mom, and Nicky yells at his father that he is a loser, as his mother said. Sean reacts angrily, but Stephanie ably diffuses the situation. After the reception, Stephanie and Sean console each other, which leads to the two of them having sex. Stephanie speaks with Detective Somerville and is in disbelief when told that Emily's autopsy showed that she not only had severe liver damage from alcohol abuse, but heroin in her body and track marks on her arms and between her toes from injecting heroin. She informs him that the couple fought about money like most married people do. Detective Somerville also tells her that Sean took out a $4 million life insurance policy on Emily right before she died. Stephanie insists they are looking in the wrong direction by investigating Sean, and that Dennis, Emily's boss, is way more suspicious. The detective explains that Dennis had contacted them, telling them that Stephanie had more information than she was revealing. Stephanie goes by the college where Sean works and sees him getting very friendly with his attractive young teaching assistant. At dinner, Nicky is dismissed despite insisting that he saw his mom that day at school, and when told by Sean that he merely thinks he saw her, Nicky retorts that she spoke to him and told him to say hi to Stephanie. Growing suspicious, she goes ballistic and decides to ask Sean about the life insurance, which Sean says was Emily's idea after learning that Stephanie lives off her husband's insurance, so they were thinking about Nicky in case something happened to either of them. He also tells Stephanie a story about the ring that was on Emily's finger. This ring belonged to his mother and was the only piece of jewelry she cared about, and although Emily claimed she had gotten it from his mother, it was false, as Emily had in fact stolen it. While visiting his mother in London, the ring disappeared, and on the plane flight back to New York, Emily announced she had found it. A relieved Sean was shocked when Emily revealed her intention of keeping it and not giving it back, and that there was no point for his mother to take such a beautiful ring to the grave. She then told him to choose her or his mother. When they stepped in the airplane bathroom where Nicky was conceived, Stephanie told him she knew about his threesome, but he denied the allegations and told her that Emily was a pathological liar and that it never happened. After a few months, Sean convinces Stephanie to move in. Drama continues. On moving in, Stephanie empties Emily's clothes from her large walk-in closet. Something strange happens. She is startled to see all of Emily's items suddenly return to their same spots. Stephanie begins to believe that Emily is a spirit who is worried about being replaced. While she is driving the boys home from school, Nicky gives Stephanie an envelope that he says is from Emily. Stephanie opens it and finds a picture of Stephanie with her family and Chris, with "Brother Fucker" written on it. Stephanie then receives a phone call from Emily, mocking her, and tells her to kiss Sean 4 million times for her. Stephanie thinks back to telling Emily about the day her husband, Davis, and brother, Chris, were killed. Davis confronted her on her close relationship with Chris and his affection toward Miles, and demanding to know whether Miles was his son or Chris's. She tells him he is talking crazy but does not answer the question. The two men then drive off in Davis's Camaro for a man-to-man talk, only to be killed. When Stephanie tearfully recounts her guilt, she and Emily end up kissing. Stephanie continues to dig into Emily's history. She takes the nude portrait of her, which she had said was painted by a former lover, and sees from the signature that it was painted by a woman. She tracks down the artist, Diana Hyland, Linda Cardellini, who claims that she was once in a romantic relationship with Emily, but her name was really Claudia. Diana was on the verge of a burgeoning career and starting to sell her work before she fell in love with her. She began painting nudes of exclusively and it ruined her career. Diana says Emily was a con artist who scammed her out of money after Diana paid off her student loans and college debts, and then she disappeared completely. Diana then gives Stephanie the one thing Emily left, which is a t-shirt for a Bible camp called Squaw Lake in Michigan. She warns her not to investigate Emily's past. Stephanie visits the camp and gets old books with pictures from past campers. In the book from 1996, she finds many pictures of twins Hope and Faith McClondon. After contacting numerous people with the name McClondon, Stephanie manages to find Hope and Faith's mother, Margaret, Jean Smart. Stephanie disguises herself as a cleaner and then sits down to ask Margaret about her daughters. She describes the two of them as being trouble, especially Faith. Stephanie shows Margaret the picture she found in Emily's office and confirms that the woman in the photo is Faith. It turns out that when Hope and Faith were 16, they burned down the east wing of their home with their father inside, and the two vanished without a trace. Now that she's onto something, Stephanie makes a vlog calling out to Emily, forcing her to reveal herself as being alive. She updates her viewers about how, to get closure, she went to Michigan to find out all about Emily's life, sharing photos from the Bible camp. She says the photos helped her feel as close as a twin to Emily, before closing with a message to Emily telling her that she's got to have faith, wherever she is. Emily meets a shocked Sean at the restaurant they always go to on their anniversary. Emily expresses her disdain that Sean had sex with Stephanie in their home, and appears to threaten Sean with a gun, only to pull the trigger and reveal the gun wasn't loaded. Emily meets Stephanie in the cemetery by her own grave. Emily tells Stephanie her side of the story, although a flashback reveals what Emily isn't saying. Emily, who is really Hope, and her twin sister, Faith, burned the east wing of their house with their father inside because he was abusive. She notes that she was actually a triplet, but their sister Charity was stillborn. After the fire, they ran away from home and planned to meet up elsewhere, but Faith never showed up. After 16 years, Faith contacted Emily to meet up at the camp, where Emily found that Faith has become a heroin addict. Faith tried to blackmail Emily, and Emily drowned her in the lake and used her body to be found so that Sean and Nicky can get the life insurance money since they were broke, and shoots Sean in the shoulder for real while also confessing to the murders. Stephanie then reveals that she has a hidden camera on her blouse, and that her viewers have all seen Emily's confession. Emily attempts to escape as Stephanie goes after her. Emily draws her gun on Stephanie, but she gets slammed by a car driven by Darren. Moments later, the police arrive to arrest Emily. 6 months later, Stephanie's vlog has hit 1 million viewers. She continues to provide recipes and home remedies, and is now investigating cold cases. Ending text states that Stephanie's vlog continues to bring in viewers, while she has also started a detective agency and has helped the police solve at least 30 cases. Sean has written another successful book and has gotten a job working at another university, and he still lives with Nicky. Emily was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but she has adjusted to prison life nicely, as she is seen playing basketball with her fellow inmates. This story provides real insights on how insurance frauds are executed around the world under the disguise of tragedy. That's it for today. Stay safe out there. Story courtesy of A Simple Favour Movie 2018.